So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through short here in the ministry that Polly and I are involved with. We're representatives of Missions to Amish People. We joined in 2015, and most of you know probably my testimony. I don't know who all has not heard of my testimony or heard of this here ministry, so I'm just going to go through this in short, and then I'm going to preach a message tonight out of Matthew chapter 7. So most of you know my family, know our children there, and I'm going to go through the structure of the ministry here. And what it is, Joe and Esther Kime, they founded the ministry in 1999. Joe got called to ministry, and he founded the ministry in 2000. Joe is the one that led me to the Lord. And so in 2000, he presented the ministry for the first time in his home church. And it was in his home church, and then they took him on for support. And so he started his office in the home church in a classroom. He went from one classroom to two classrooms to three classrooms till finally the pastor said, look, you got to get out on your own. You got to have to get your own building. So the church sold him some land that joins that property, sold him some land off the church property. Matter of fact, in this 3,500 square feet office building, and that's where we do our mail correspondence letters back and forth, lessons to Amish children. And so Joe, just in short, how the ministry started out is Joe Kime was also Amish. He left the Amish in 1987, and he got saved, and then he got called to the ministry in 1999. In 2000 he presented for the first time. That's when the ministry got opened up. And then he had a heart for the Amish. He didn't know how to reach out to the Amish people. So they don't have internet, they don't have phones, and they don't have TV and so forth. So he said the kids like letters. So he decided to see what it would do to send out Bible lessons, and it's called the Bible Club. And so that's what he started doing. We have over 50,000 names of children that we send Bible lessons out to, and I'll get in a little bit more about how we send out Bible lessons. And then just from there it grew to some more part of the ministry about reaching out to the Amish people. We help the adults now that come out. We help those that leave at a young age. We help those. We just helped so many in the past. And me and Polly, we joined in 2015. We've been now going to churches throughout the country. We've averaged, I think, 15 was the most we did. 15 churches was the most we did in 1 year. And then we slowed down last year because of Joanna being sick and so forth. And so we're not going as hard and heavy as we were at one time. But we're a board. We have at least 6 board members. And we meet every 2 months. We are 501c3 tax exempt. We are not under missions agency. We're our own ministry. And so we have board members that change off, I think, every 2 years. And then we have a staff, full-time staff, that's there all the time at the ministry. Joe is there, of course, and we have Tina there, and we have an accountant, and then we have a person in public relations that take care of that. And we have Rachel down there in the bottom center there. She takes care of those that leave the Amish and come out of the Amish, like these 18-year-olds and up that come out of them. They don't have birth certificates, they don't have driver's license, they don't have driver's license, birth certificates, and social security numbers for the most part. Some of them don't have that. And so we help them get that, and then we help them get their GED classes. That's what her job is to do. And then Paul, on the bottom right corner there, he's in the adult classes, adult ministry. He comes in like twice a week, and then he sends out Bible lessons. He's the one that sent that lesson out for you, Brandy, for your friend there in the jail. He's the one that does those adult lessons, and we also have a mail correspondence with Amish men and women throughout the country. And these are just the volunteers that come up and help every week. Some of them come one day, some of them come every day, 5 days a week. They range up from all the way up to 80 years old. They come from 12 different churches from surrounding counties, from 3 or 4 different counties. 12 different churches come there, and they volunteer their time there, and they grade and they lick and stick these lessons and send them out to these Amish children. So we're very blessed to have them to be a part of us. MAP's visions and goal is we have a New Beginnings homestead. I have a brochure back there. It's a 6-unit apartment buildings where just for Amish girls that when they come out, they have a place to go to. We have a house parent there that disciples them and that ministers to them, that takes care of their needs. If they need to go to a certain place, to go to the bank or whatever, we help them help them get started and get their needs that they need. And then we have a Beyond Measures Market. It's a bulk food store where the girls can go and start their life out, because a lot of them don't have GED, so they can't go get a job elsewhere. So we start them out there, and they can learn how to save money and learn how to deal with this culture and this lifestyle out here. And then train more missionaries and have Bible school. That's some of the things that we have as visions and goals in the ministry. This is the homestead, the New Beginnings homestead, where the apartments and single girls are. We have a section for house parents, and then we have a transitional ministry section in there as well. This is what we call the Beyond Measure Market. This is the bulk food on the same premises This is on the same premises, and you can see here where we got it all laid out at. Number 4 is where the church is, where Joe got called to the ministry, where he started out as a ministry. And then number 3 is where the office is now, where the main office is now, where I get all my supplies and so forth. And then number 2 is where the girls' homestead is, and then number 1 is where the Beyond Measures Market is. And so it's really been boom. It's been now open a year. Beyond Measures Market has been open a year, and we've struggled very hard this past year, struggled really hard. And, we wondered, if is this what God wanted us to do? But we have no doubt this is what God wanted us to do, because when we first started thinking about this 3 years ago, a man came up to us and gave us $100,000, says, here, I want you to use this towards the ministry for a store. And so we just knew that God really called us to it. And so we finally got it going. But it's been struggling. We've been trying to learn a lot of things and get it going and all that. But it's going to come, I think. I believe it's going to come along. A lot of people have been praying for it, that's for sure. Ministry among the Amish. These are just some of the threefold. This is a threefold purpose that we have here, and that is evangelize and disciple Amish and former Amish people, and to assist ones who have already left the culture, Amish culture, by providing life skills like what I was trying to explain to you, such as birth certificate, Social Security, leaving the culture norms, leaving the new culture norms, and learning the new culture norms, and then counseling and support, money management. A lot of them don't have money management because they aren't allowed to have their own money until they're 21. I was allowed to keep my own money until I was 21, so when they leave, they usually 18 years old, they don't know how to handle money. Driving lessons, employment, and housing. That's our one of our threefold purposes. And the third one is assist local churches in America to reach their own communities. If there's any church around that you think that would allow me to come in and speak, I have a flyer up there, or a brochure up there, that you can give to that pastor or whatever. I would love to go and speak in some more churches and get the awareness out about the Amish, because they're just as lost as can be for the most part, because they are steeped in religion and rules and regulations, and they think they have to do all that in order to get to heaven. Reaching the Amish people is not to change the Amish lifestyle. That's not what we're here for. And it is not to tear families apart. That's what we get accused of all the time, of tearing families apart. Typically, we help those that leave. We don't go into homes and take them apart. We never did that. We always wait till they come out, because God is doing the work. We're here for God. That's what we're here. We're here for God, what God called us to do. But it is to teach them that salvation is a gift that cannot be earned. Salvation is a gift that cannot be earned. That's what we teach them, and we disciple them and tell them what the Word of God is and how you can be saved. There's 330,000 Amish in America, Canada, and parts of South America. There's on the average of every 3.5 weeks, there's a new settlement that starts up, on the average of every 3.5 weeks. And they expect the population to exceed by over 1 million by 2050. And most of these Amish that are, all of these that I know of, that population grows is by birth. It's not by conversions. And so there is definitely a need out there, that there's not too many ministries out there that are reaching out to them. They just believe that most people, you would be surprised how many people, Baptist people I walk up to and go to churches and I say, I'm here for the Amish, to minister to the Amish people. And, well, I thought they're Christians. It's just, no, they're not born again for the most part. They're not born again. Now, there is some that are saved, that I know personally they are saved and still living in the Amish community. Matter of fact, we have a conference call every Monday morning. Joe Kime, I, and Jonas Yoder, and several other men throughout the several different states. We have a conference call every Monday morning. There's an Amish guy that joins on from Michigan. He's as saved as the day is long. He just loves the Lord, and he wants to reach out to the Lord. His wife is not saved. He's still Amish, trying to reach out to her. But he's been calling on the conference call for over a year now. Just amazing to listen to him. These are just some of the individuals that we've helped along the way. I don't have time to get into each individual of these, and each one of these. These are just some of the families that we've helped along the way, and some of the youth that got out and that we helped as well. And so we have 45 courses in the Amish lessons, 45 courses and lessons for the Amish children, and we have over 5,000 students so far, active students. In 2018, we sent out 98,000 lessons in 2018. And then in 2018, we had over 300 professions of faith, letters that came in of children that said they got saved, that they accepted Christ. That's what we got record of there. Over 300 salvations, and we average over 200 salvations a year through this meal correspondence thing. And then we have a publication, it's a 16-page publication, Amish Voice, back there that you can get. It's nothing but the gospel in it, nothing but the scriptures in it, the gospel. It's a 16-page publication, recipients of 8,000 families. We have Amish and former Amish writers in it, and the waiting list is about 35,000 families. If God lays anything on your heart about how you can minister to the Amish people, here's one way how you can. you can sponsor 100 families by sending in $25 a month. And you can get an envelope back there, and that envelope's back there, and you can see it looks just like that. On there, it's got several different spots you can look it up. There's several different spots you can check out, check mark, whatever you want. But there's just several things that you can do to support the Amish as far as the ministry to reach out to the Amish people. Ministry among the former Amish, these are just some of the individuals that we've helped along the way. I have a lot longer slide than this, a lot longer presentation than this, but I shortened this up so I can get to the message. But for those that don't know more than what they learned tonight, I'll be after church. I can be there and I can explain a little bit more to you. But most of you know, I think, where I come from and what the ministry is all about. I just wanted to give you the update on what the results were as of last year and how God has blessed that.